Whoa, 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 eh? This is Plants vs. Zombies. An iconic fun game where your crazy neighbor tells you that there's zombies who are visiting your house, and because you don't want to die, and you don't happen to have a military-grade tank in your backyard, you decide to use plants. Using these plants, you fight off the zombies until they eventually reach your house and you inevitably stop existing. So in this video, I, an absolute dumbass, am going to make this game in Minecraft. This means making the map, custom plants, a zombie generator, and lawnmowers. And I need to do all of this plus edit the video in one single week. So this video is a compilation of all the torture I put myself through this last week in the form of long nights and way more things going wrong than I expected. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. To start off, we need to create the garden. Luckily for me, there was this really good image on Google where we can see that the map is 9 squares by 5 squares. Also, luckily for me, the map uses exactly that. Square. After finishing the garden, I brutally destroyed all the surrounding grass to make space for the surrounding details that I call void. There's just one problem. The squares are not actually squares. After realizing that my map looks nothing like the actual map, I decided to rebuild it and realized that that looked even worse. No! After spending the equivalent of time I spent on the toilet after drinking an entire Monster can, I finally had a map. Fences. They truly are useful, but these look garbage and these look good. Actually, no, that's up for debate. Look, the point is, these fences look nothing like the fences in the actual game, and so I spent yet another average session on modeling a fence that looked fine. Yo guys, check this out. Yeah. After redesigning the entire thing again and removing the unnecessary parts of the texture, we finally have a fence that doesn't look like it's having a seizure and actually sort of resembles the fence from the game. So now, lawnmowers. Now I actually had to do some research on what lawnmowers do. No, not these lawnmowers. These lawnmowers. Now, unlike regular lawnmowers, if you even so much as touch a machine like this, it is going to hunt you down, cut you into thousands of small pieces to make sure you stay dead, and then just keep going in a straight line for the rest of eternity. Now what we need to do is somehow making sure that these launch only when someone is touching them, but also goes away after it has killed not only the thing that touched it, but also everyone in the same lane. Now normally I would add some background footage of me making this thing, except as it turns out, I am still an absolute moron and managed to forget to click on the record button and realized it only after I had already made the entire thing. So here's just some footage I made afterwards to make it seem like I didn't forget to record it. After spawning out a lawnmower whose spawn egg looks like someone just put up the brightness of the mushroom egg, it's time to get started on the zombies. Step 1, make the zombies randomly spawn in on the right side of the map, out of the player's sight. I'll get back to the increase in difficulty later. Step 2, put a villager on the left side of the map, also out of sight. And finally, step 3, hope that it all goes very smoothly. It didn't. After spending a little more time than I would like to admit, I decided that if the zombies want to have a lunch break in the middle of the grass, then I'm not gonna be the one to stop them. And if you hate that decision, go make your own YouTube channel. After creating a setup like this, which kinda looks like a torture machine, me, with my big brain, realized a massive problem. You see, up until this point, I haven't actually thought about how you're supposed to click somewhere on the map without turning your head. If there was one point of the video where I didn't want to end myself more, this would be that moment. You know, originally I had imagined that this would be a fun little video to make, maybe taking 1 or 2 days to record, and then just edit and upload it. And then as I sat there questioning my life choices before even putting out a single command block, I got an idea. The UI. In Minecraft, basically every single way to affect a block requires you to either move or turn your head, none of which can happen while you're playing this game. Except for the UI. Now because there's 3 rows in your inventory and 1 row on the hotbar, that means we have 36 different ways that the player can control various commands and that nobody cares! Alright boys, I'm gonna try to not be an absolute nerd explaining this, but basically all you need to do is we have these commands right here which detect, for example, when I throw out the pea shooter icon, and you can see then these 2 are gonna light up. Additionally, if I throw out the number 1, it is going to light up this one, and if I throw out the number 2, it's going to light up that one. Using this system, we can then pretty simply throw out a pea shooter, throw out the first row, and then you can see it has placed a diamond block. Now, while you guys only saw about 30 seconds of me explaining the system when it finally was done, what you didn't see was that this singular solution took me 4 hours to make. Now, of course, I didn't sit at my PC during all those 4 hours, I mean, that would just be absolutely insane. But I actually spent 4 hours trying to think of a solution and not doing shit about it. 10 minutes of actually playing the game and executing the trial and error method later, and we have a 100% working system that I'm sure won't cause any problems later on. Right? During this day, I had made a community post where you guys got to vote for which plant to add as the 4th and final plant in the game. And my god, you guys could not have chosen a more boring plant. It's at this point of the video I want to mention that if you want to have the ability to affect my videos in the future, consider subscribing to not miss out on any future community posts, or videos for that matter. Also, this map will be available for download on my Discord for completely free, so make sure to stick around till the end to find out how. Alright, now that we have all the plants, a system that hopefully doesn't blow up, and villagers getting tortured, the next logical step would be to retexture the zombies or even finish the map itself. But because I hate myself and I don't want things to be easy, we're instead gonna spend an obnoxious amount of time making the sun system. Now, the stuff we need to make includes making a tag with a value that goes up over time, can be manipulated by putting out sunflowers, is used every time we place out a plant, and also works without any problems. Oh. Okay, so we've done quite a bit of progress, ignore my 500,000 suns. But let's say I wanted to place a frozen pea shooter like right in the middle, right? There we go. Okay, it's not quite the mob, but just for showcase purposes, we're using blocks. So let's say we placed a potato mine right below it. We wanted a sunflower up there. And then we'll place a pea shooter down here, and then we'll place another pea shooter, let's say, right there. And it works very well. Indeed, Echo, you really are an absolute nerd. Now, the thing that makes all of this possible is this monstrosity right here. And when I say that I feel like I'm doing NASA level mechanics when working on this, I'm not joking. Oh, and for the suns, I just used a scoreboard that definitely didn't take an hour to figure out and made me want to end myself for the 3rd time in this video. Please send help.
The next day.
Okay, so apparently if you change something in a command block without leaving the world afterwards, it's not gonna count, which means I've tried for a little bit too long to try to get this to work. But you can see here that if we put out this pea shooter that definitely doesn't have snow underneath, and then we place out a husk or a zombie, obviously, as it's supposed to be, you will see it doesn't take any damage, but okay, he was too quick with it. Okay, so giving him a little bit more time, you will see that it's not gonna take any damage on him, but it works! You have no idea how long I spent trying to figure out why this didn't work, and I also have no idea why I decided to start by making the pea shooter out of all of them. After this, I went into the zone. Now, if you have no idea what the zone is, that makes 100% sense. If I ever talk about entering the zone, it basically just means I put on some music, did hours of work without recording any of it, and then filmed one clip of it all working. Okay guys, I know you're gonna have to wait for this video for a while, because I was originally gonna finish this game today, which I still will try to, but these textures do not like me. So I finally created the frozen pea shooter, which honestly is probably my favorite model. The only problem was that I ran into some issues, which in turn led to me accidentally removing this texture, which is also called frozen pea shooter, which led to me having to find the exact file where I have done this. So while I originally planned on doing this with no code, I had to find the right row of code. So yeah, we are officially a big. Okay, yeah guys, hi, Editing Echo here. Oh man, I gotta get myself some sunglasses for this guy too. I just wanted to say that there were a lot of hours that I didn't bring with, mainly because I just hadn't written a script for it for some reason. Dude, we slept through our work, boys. We did not do that well. But the final clip here is basically me showing the map, and then at the end I show you how to get it on my Discord. So yeah, just wanted to clear that up. It was a lot of hours from this clip to the next one, but I'm sure you guys don't mind it. Okay, the amount of grinding we've done today is insane. You guys can also tell by the camera that the game is basically done. Now the way I've got the zombies to spawn is basically just through this box with 2 spawners in it. And yes, there are also other ways that the zombies can spawn, but I'm not gonna talk about those because you guys are gonna break my map within a week. As I already mentioned, the download for the map and the packs used in it is available for free on my Discord. So if you want to play a super scuffed version of Plants vs Zombies in Minecraft, join the Discord, click this button right here, hope that it's not a virus, and feel free to give me some feedback in the comments if you do play it. Come on. Come on, I know you want to. So there you have it. Plants vs Zombies made in Minecraft. This video took a while to make, so if you did enjoy the video, you know exactly what I'm gonna ask you to do. And before you guys start playing the map and start saying that the lawnmowers don't work, I spent 3 hours trying to figure it out and staying up until 1 AM and still not getting it to work, so if you hate my decision, as I already said, you are very welcome to make your own video. And finally, I just want to say that this video is a sort of proof of concept. So if the video does do well, I'll definitely make a part 2 improving this game and maybe even adding multiple maps. But I mean, it's not like I spent at least 20 hours making a video that no one's gonna watch, right?